Hey everyone, Calvin here. We're kicking off a new series on building a design system from scratch. Today we're starting right at the foundation layer, which is our color styles. It's going to be quick, hands-on, and super practical, so let's jump right in. Here's the game plan. This series is all about building a complete design system piece by piece, something you can actually use in your SaaS or product design projects. We'll start off with colors in this week, and then move on to typography, icons, and eventually components such as buttons, inputs, and more. I made this video for busy designers who might be working on a SaaS or enterprise UI. You might be working solo or even in a small team, and you want to ensure that your whole team is using the same set of components. And you might be a beginner who just is looking for a short and practical lesson that you can apply right away. Before we dive in, a quick one. Your support really helps me making stuff like this. So if this sounds useful, hit that like button, share it with a designer friend, or subscribe for quick practical design tips every week. Alright, so let's jump into colors. For our design system, we will use Tailwind color system as a point of reference. Why Tailwind? So when developers are building the product, they will rely on a framework, and one of the most popular ones today is Tailwind. So your developers might actually be glad to know you are designing with the same framework that they use, so it'll make their life easy, and it also makes the handoff process super smooth. Here are all the colors available from Tailwind which we can use, and we will follow the same naming conventions that they provide. But don't worry if your team doesn't use Tailwind. I'll show you towards the end how to adapt the same approach for your own brand palette. I've created this starter Figma file for creating our design system, and you'll find a link to this in the video description below. We'll use this to continue building our design system over the next couple of weeks. So in this video, I'll show you two approaches to adding color. The first approach is going to be a bit manual, so you'll learn how to do this from scratch. And the second approach would be a faster approach using plugins. So on the left here, you can see I have a screenshot of the Tailwind colors that I was sharing before. And on the right, we have this empty palette, right, containing the empty rows for the neutral colors, brand, error, warning, success, and I've filled in the base colors with white and black. So our job here is to fill in this empty palette with the colors from Tailwind. I'll start off with the error colors as I have the red colors right at the top row. So we'll fill them in one by one from the lighter shade to the darker shade. First, you want to click on the square and press I for the eyedropper tool. I'll go over to the red square and start clicking on the first one. Okay, then I'll move on to the next square. So same thing, I'll press I on my keyboard for eyedropper, click on the next square. And this will carry on until we have filled in every single shade of red. Okay, so once this is done, let's also fill in our brand colors. So for our brand colors, I'm just going to assume that it is purple for now, but later on I'll show you how to tweak this color if your brand color is something else. So clicking on the first square and pressing I for the eyedropper, I will select colors from this indigo set and start to fill in one by one. So this can get a bit repetitive. What I'll do is I will fast forward the video with all the squares completed. This is what the finished palette looks like. So we have neutral grays, we're using purple for our brand, and we have red, yellow, green for our error, warning, and success colors. So the next step is to save each color to our styles. How we'll do this is we'll go to this first row, starting from here, and let's click on the first square. In the sidebar, we'll go over to Fill, click on this icon, and here you'll click on the plus icon, and this is where you will save your styles. So we're going to follow the same naming pattern as Tailwind. So we'll type in neutral/50 and create style. Okay, so this is our first color saved. Let's move on to the next one. So I'll click the next one. Same thing. Click on this icon, click on the plus, then type in the same thing, neutral/, and this time it's 100. So to save you some keystrokes, right? What I'll do is I will highlight the entire word and do a copy. So by pressing Command C. Okay, before I click create style, because I'm going to repeat that process for the next one. So I'll click on the next one, same thing, click here, click plus, I'll paste it in this time and just adjust this number to 200 and click on create style. Okay, so we're going to do this for the entire row. So with that, I've completed the neutral styles. So what you may notice is that what Figma does is it creates a group based on the word that you use before the slash. So since I've named it neutral, all the grays here will be grouped as neutral. So once you've completed the neutral shade of colors, it's time to move on to the next row. So the process is the same. We will type in brand for each of these colors and save them. Once you've completed all the styles, your color system is now ready. Awesome. So we can continue to apply them to our components later on. Now, as a stretch goal, I want to show you the faster approach with Figma plugins. I thought it's better to start by showing you the manual approach before showing you what's possible with plugins. Otherwise, you'll defeat the purpose of starting from scratch. Once you've completed all the styles, your color system is now ready. Awesome. So we can continue to apply them to our components later on. Now, as a stretch goal, I want to show you the faster approach with Figma plugins. I thought it's better to start by showing you the manual approach before showing you what's possible with plugins. Otherwise, you'll defeat the purpose of starting from scratch. So let's go over to this page. And the three plugins that I want to show you is Batch Styler, Styles to Variables, and Tailwind CSS. Let's start with the first one. So what if your brand color was something other than purple, maybe blue? So you might want to use this to adjust your colors easily. So going back to this page, I'm going to press Command K on my keyboard and type in Batch Styler. So it takes a while, and it will pick up all the styles that you have created in your color styles. So what I'll do is I'll search for all the brand colors, which is right here. So I can type in brand. Okay, and it'll pick up all of the brand colors. I'll click the first one, and holding shift, I will click on the last one. So let's bring this down. So to adjust all the colors at once, we will use this slider. This will change the hue column over here. I'll drag it to somewhere, say this shade of blue, somewhere over here, so that it'll be a bit more obvious. Okay, and I'll click on Update Styles. So as you can see, it was running in the background, and now all my styles have changed to blue. So if I open up this drop down here, what was once purple is now entirely shades of blue. So you can use this plugin to easily update any of your colors into the correct hue. So the next plugin that I want to show you is, some of you might be wondering how to save them as variables instead of color styles. So we can convert them using this plugin called Styles to Variables. So I'll go back to this page. Press Command K. I'll type in Styles to Variables to look for that plugin. It's the first one. Okay, so it does a similar thing where it picks out all the color styles that you have in your file, and it will save them under this collection name that they had set up as default. I can also bind the colors to the variables that were created. So I'll click that, and I'll click on Convert Styles into Variables. So what I will first show you what my variable palette looks like. So there is no colors at the moment. Okay, now I'll click this button. And it says 57 color variables were created. Let's go and check it out. Cool. So all of those things were imported into my variables under the group that they specified, colors. And if I were to go here and have a look, I can see they also have included all the variables as well. Now move on to the last plugin. So what if there was a faster way to add in color styles? So you can do so using Tailwind CSS plugin. I'll come back here. This time I'll do something a bit drastic. I will delete all of these color styles. Okay, so all my hard work is gone. And now I will press Command K and type in Tailwind CSS. So what this does is it will retrieve all the colors from Tailwind. So that's all for color styles. We will set up our typography styles in the next video. If you found this useful, please drop a like, share it, or leave a comment if you have any questions. So have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.